entrepreneurship program, as well as the research projects within the department.
Great. Great to have you, Adam. And we've also got Radi. Hello.
Hi, everybody. My name is Radi, and I'm associate professor and program leader for Biotech and Pharmaceutical Management. I did my degree in pharmacy 22 years ago, and I've been in the management side of pharmaceuticals since that time. So welcome.
All right. Well, it's great to have you. And, we're going to take you through some slides and tell you a little more about our programs. And then there'll be some time at the end for you to ask questions. You'll see that the chat function and the hand function are disabled. So if you want to ask questions, you'll see a Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. You can just type the questions in there and we'll happily answer them at the end. So again, great to have you. And I look forward to answering your questions and telling you a little more about our programs at the Global Business School for Health. So first of all, I'm going to just share some slides with you. Here. Right, just 1 minute. I'm not. So hopefully you can all see my screen now, and I'll get started. Just give me 1 second here. Okay. So first of all, before we get started, I'm just going to tell you a little more about the Global Business School for Health, in case this is your first encounter with us. So we are the first business school in the world totally dedicated to educating the next generation of health and healthcare managers. The real crux of the school is, operating at the intersection between health and business. And why is that so important? Well, today the health ecosystem has changed tremendously. As we all know, it's not just because of the pandemic. Many countries across the world have aging populations. There's an increase in non-communicable diseases, things like diabetes. So we are really in a very changing kind of health ecosystem. The role of pharmaceutical companies, biotech companies, the clinical side, we are thinking, more and more about prevention and diagnostics as the way to address the challenges of healthcare. And of course, we see worldwide that health and healthcare take up more of a gross domestic product of countries. In places like the United States today, as much as 18% of their GDP is focused on the health sector. And here in the UK, 10% of our GDP is on the health sector. So the importance of understanding health and healthcare from a business perspective is so important. The other thing I'd like to mention is we have a very unique department in the sense that we're interdisciplinary. And the reason why we think that's so important is because many of the health challenges for today need to really cross boundaries, disciplinary boundaries. So students who come to the Global Business School for Health really get a very unique education. They not only learn about business and management in terms of the health and healthcare context, but they're taught by a real diverse group of academics who come from various perspectives on these important topics. So it's a fantastic opportunity for anyone to really get a perspective that will help inspire them and motivate them to really make changes in health and healthcare. So we've got a number of programs in the school. It is a professional school, and what do I mean by that? So all of our programs are either at the master's or PhD level. Today, we're going to be talking about our master's programs, and we've got three really innovative, cutting-edge master's programs that make up our suite of programs. The first one, and Adam, who you just met, will be talking about the digital healthcare and entrepreneurship program. We've got Ratty, who will be talking about biotech and pharmaceutical management. And I'll be talking about global healthcare management, which has specialisms that you can do in either health finance, health leadership, or health analytics. So to get started, I'm going to turn it over to Adam, who will talk about the digital health program.
Thank you. Nora, since you're sharing, it's probably best for you to just keep sharing, and I'll just tell you to click along.
Great.
Okay, so thank you. So the program overview, I'm sure that you can all read, but I think the important part here, as with everything within the business school, is that this program is being developed for people who are interested in digital health business. So it doesn't matter whether you're from a health background or a business background, there's going to be a challenge here for you. Really, the goal is to very quickly go through where are the key areas of digital health that is growing, how are they growing, and how can you look for innovations in that space. Through the course, you're developing the skills and strategies to do this development. Now, there is no coding required for this. You don't have to, you will not leave this program as a computer scientist focused in on digital health, but you will at least understand what are the key terms that they are using, so that you'd have the ability to guide a team to develop the solutions that you need. You will be exploring your innovations. We have people from many different markets coming in and talk about how that is going to vary from market to market, and helping you shape the opportunities that you can develop. And at the final course is actually taking an idea of yours and developing it into a fictitious business case, but being done so in a format that if you wanted to take that forward as a company, you would have that ability. Next slide, please. So the admissions are very similar to all other UCL master's requirements. We are looking for a 2-1 UK degree or the equivalent, but we are actually looking to build a very diverse cohort. And so if you have extensive work experience but may not fit that degree requirement, please still do apply. We do look at all the applications, and we are looking for a diverse people, or diverse cohort of people. The language requirements are also fairly standard, and unfortunately, this is a requirement. The ability to communicate and build a team is very essential in the business world and is very essential to this course. So we do need the language requirements to be at the UCL minimum. You also have the personal statement and a reference that is required for your application. Next one, please. And so, is this program for you? So really, it's anyone who's interested in both health and entrepreneurship. One of the key aspects of this course is having people that are early entrepreneurs talking about those pathways into the market, and networking with individuals that can help you grow your idea. As I've said, we're looking for a diverse cohort. So whether you're just out of school or you've been in the startup scene for a while and you're looking to now go out on your own and you need a skill, this course is for both of you. As I said, teamwork is essential, and so you'll be working with that team. And so regardless what your background is, you will be contributing to it, and we do want you on this course. And so hopefully when you're done with this, you will have all the skills that you need to actually run that healthcare technology startup that you've been thinking about, or evaluate business plans and then work in the entrepreneurial space. Thank you. So the program, the program starts in September with a 1-week induction where we start to tell you about what UCL is like and where the key resources such as libraries, writing help, student activities, how can you engage with these? And then you are also asked to help or to do a very short course we've developed in order to give us some background of who you are. The course itself is, there will be in-person sections for every course that you're taking. Oops, sorry. So there are 8 top modules throughout the year, 4 in the first term, 4 in the second term. or 2 and 2 over 2 years if you are doing this part-time. So each of those courses will have at least 2 hours a week of in-person activity, as well as recorded material and quite a bit of independent reading and preparation in order to get ready for the in-person times. There are 2 projects. There's no dissertation as part of this course. So you will have an independent report that you will be developing that is on an area of digital health business that you are interested in. This is a desk-based project where you are doing a literature review and examining the material, as well as you'll be working on a project with a team that you are assigned throughout the course of the year to develop a business case. This business case is very similar to what you would develop to actually start looking for funding or to start getting team members onto your project in real life. One of the key facets of this project is that each one of these groups is actually assigned an industry mentor. We have C-suites of many of the large companies around the world that are sitting in as group mentors, and people that have many companies and exits to their names that are coming back and will be meeting with this group. And so you'll meet with these people 5 or 6 times throughout the course of the year and help to guide your plans and also help provide networks to help get you started. All of the modules also have sets of assessments. Some of these are written, some of these are presented, as well as some mini projects that are assigned to the module. So there's a huge diversity in the amount of assessments, again, looking to challenge everybody on the course, regardless of your background. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And now I'm going to move on to our MSc in Biotech and Pharmaceutical Management, and I'll turn it over to my colleague, Roddy.
Thank you so much, Noura, and welcome to the to today's session. We will talk about the biotech and pharmaceutical management in terms of how these pharmaceuticals have changed over the time. And this course will basically enrich your knowledge and your skills about how to handle business development and management perspective for pharmaceuticals and biotech. Pharmaceuticals, it's a competitive market, hyper competitive market, and they interact in different segments. And at the same time, those pharmaceutical companies and biotech are the engines for healthcare industry. So sustainability of that industry is quite important. And this course would help you to be more creative and more innovative and to get deeper understanding of pharmaceuticals in terms of science and business interaction. We offer various topics, policies and practices, how to strategize businesses. Pharmacoeconomics is one of the key disciplines in that area, and pharmacovigilance, and how the cost of treatment, the orphan drugs, and how the orphan drugs are important for research and development, which is basically important for the cost and sustainability of the drug development. So this program is basically for those who would like to start their career or already in the pharmaceutical and biotech industry. It also encourages you to think about starting up your own business, your own biotech company, or basically to expand your knowledge in managerial perspectives. So I'm sure you can see the fees for overseas, the cost and for the cost for local students and international students. It's a full-time, but it is also offered as part-time over 24 months. Next slide, please, Noura. Thanks. So admissions and entry requirements are basically very similar, as Adam said, to UCL courses, across UCL and the Global Business School for Health. So we ask for a minimum of 2-1 or graduates with extensive work experience. And as Adam said, we basically look for a high diverse, group of students to work with each other. We encourage the informal learning and how you interact with each other. You learn about different contexts. You will learn about different markets as well, which is really good, to think about the research areas and the business projects later on. IELTS is also important, and it's part of the entry requirements, as you can see. And we're asking for 7 or above, and no less than 6.5 in each, or in the subtests. Please invest in your personal statement. This investment is worthwhile. So why do you want to join the course, and why it's important to you? What would you learn? What would you expect? That would give us heads up about, who you are, what you're doing, and what are your expectations. And of course, we need one reference. Thanks, Laura. So the program is basically for those who are already in the business. They are already in biotech and pharmaceutical business, as I said, or you wish to, to get a higher position in the existing company, or you would like, after you graduate from pharmacy or biomedical sciences, you would like to start up or to work in a pharmaceutical company straight away. This program would also the ability to act as a consultant, and for those who would like to work with different clients across the world with specialized knowledge about the context, about the environment, about the competitors. And it's ideal for a range of individuals who would like to work in biotech and pharmaceutical world, or probably to start up the business. Thanks. It's the structure of the program is very similar to the digital health entrepreneurship. It's 1 week induction, and we start. The whole program is 180 credits. 6 compulsory modules, 15 credits each, and there is 1 compulsory 30 credits. And in addition to that, we will have 2 projects. The 2 projects are basically the business project and the research project. So the business project is you work with a group of students. You work together to come up with an idea, and that would be mentored by industry mentor. So the industry mentors are coming from different companies, and those industry mentors are very keen to work with you and to to understand the ideas that you are basically putting on the table. The research project is basically literature and extended literature review of your choice that would fit within the overall theme of the program. Sorry, no, next slide. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Roddy. So I'm now going to talk to you about the MSc in Global Healthcare Management with Roots. But before I do that, I just want to really emphasize that what we tried to do here with these master's programs and this suite of master's courses is really think about the, excuse me, the evolving health ecosystem. And what we see is really going forward, the role of biotech and pharmaceutical companies is changing tremendously. I'm often talking to leaders in these areas, and they themselves want to move beyond therapeutics. They want to really be contributing to a larger kind of health system and health system strengthening. And likewise, as we all know, digital health is so critical to things like, the workforce challenges that we're faced. And again, that emphasis on preventative. So what we're seeing really is, moving away from just healthcare and thinking much more about health. How do we keep people healthy? How do we find new ways in which to treat people and to really address some of the challenges that we face in a society where we need more and more health and health care? We don't want to just have a whole population of people who are clinicians, or the chunk of our GDP going to more and more healthcare, particularly when we often in public settings have other competing needs and resources that need to be, things like education are so important. And so this is where I think all of these programs really fit. So this global healthcare management program with Roots is something that we developed working with employers, really thinking about the needs going forward of the industry. And what we found, we did a number of surveys with employers, and they, of course, need better, well-trained managers and leaders. But moreover, we asked them, what were the areas that they really felt that there needed to be more focus? And what they told us were really 3 areas. One was health finance. And as you can see from just what I said a minute ago, resources are so critical, and how we allocate those resources and how we think about healthcare. The second area was analytics. People who can use data and really effectively tell the story of data to help influence colleagues and make decisions is so important. And then last but not least, of course, is leadership. People who are courageous leaders, transformational leaders, strategic leaders, people who can really drive forward change, because we need not just little incremental change in healthcare, we need transformational change. So that's really at the heart of this global healthcare management with roots. It's really about understanding that larger healthcare landscape. So you get 4 what we call core modules. One, of course, is going to be on leadership and management. One is going to be around human resource issues and particularly thinking about diversity and inclusion and how do we create a better environment in healthcare settings for people to work and also for patients and populations to engage with. And then the finances of it, of course, are so important. And so it's really, and then last but not least, it's understanding healthcare systems. How do they differ? How do they compare? What are the best practices that we have out there? So those are your core modules. And then once you'll take 2 of those core modules in your first term and 2 in the second, and then you'll take your specialism. And I'll talk some more about that in a minute. So it's really about learning those theories, getting that basis, understanding how healthcare works. Most of you will not have come from a healthcare background. Many of you will come from a finance background, an accounting background. You might come from a social science background. This is really designed for people who often have little or no background in healthcare, or they come, say, from the clinical side. So we have people coming onto this program from a nursing or a doctor. They've studied medicine or some aspect of clinical care, and they want to pivot into healthcare management. So it's ideal for people with much more general backgrounds or business and management or social science backgrounds who really want to get into this dynamic healthcare management space. So again, as my colleagues have already articulated, you need a 2-1 or above in terms of your grade point average. Language is again, very important, and you need a 6.5 on your IELTS. The other thing I'd like to mention is the personal statement. It really is integral. It's very important for us. We're looking for people who can demonstrate a genuine interest. So we don't require you to come from a healthcare background. If you do, that's fantastic. If you want to pivot into health or healthcare, that's equally meritable with us. But we want to understand your thinking, your motivation. And we do read those statements very carefully. The other thing is your reference. Pick someone who knows you. We're only asking you for 1 reference. So you need to make sure that that's someone who can, first of all, write you a good reference. And secondly, to really, have spent enough time with you. Ideally it should be an academic, but it needs to be from someone who can really, speak on your behalf. So what I recommend is that anyone you ask to give a reference, that you go and have a chat with them. You don't just send them an email, you talk to them, send them your personal statement, send them your CV so that they understand your motivation. It makes a huge difference when we're going through the applications. And last but not least, my other tip is apply early. Students who apply early will have less hassle. It's a rolling admissions. So we will be making throughout the year, periodically reviewing applications. So being in early will give you an advantage in the process. So again, apply early. So who's this program for? As I said, it's ideal for people who just really want to get into the management space, want to gain that extra leadership. So you can be a new graduate or a recent graduate. You can be someone with some relevant healthcare skills, but what you really have to demonstrate and show is your motivation for doing this program. It's really important for us to know why you want to do this program, and moreover, why you picked the specialism that you picked. So that brings me then to talking a little more about the program. As my colleagues have already indicated, we've got a fantastic induction. In fact, we're just in a couple weeks going to be taking in our class for 2022. We're so excited. We've got really world-renowned speakers coming in to welcome our students. We've got a couple receptions. We will have opportunities for them to really get to know their program leads, meet the module leaders. So and induction in general at UCL is such a special time. So the other thing is we've had all our students get access to a self-paced course on global health systems. We want to give everybody the opportunity to think about how health systems work. It will help inform their journey as they come into this program. And I have seen all sorts of comments from students, and it's just wonderful to see their appreciation for getting a little taster before they come into the programs. As we've already talked about, the way this program in particular, this Global Healthcare Management MSc, is designed. So you'll take 2 courses of these core courses each term, 2 in term 1 and 2 in term 2. And then you'll take 2 courses in your specialism and 2 courses in term 2 in your specialism. So when you apply to this program, you must select your specialism. And I know sometimes I have students and they'll come to me and they'll say, but I'm not sure what I want to specialize. Can I start the program and then pick my specialism? No, you can't. This is designed purposely in a way, because what we're trying to do here is give you exposure to lots of people from lots of different backgrounds, doing different specialisms, as well as give you the opportunity to specialize. So take your time, really think about which specialism is right for you. You've got finance, and in that you're going to get things like risk management, accounting and finance for healthcare. You'll have, capital and private equity markets for healthcare. So you're going to have a lot of really interesting courses that'll be in your specialism as well as the core. And the same thing in the analytics, you're going to be able to be taught by the Institute of Health Informatics, and you'll get lots of training there around analytics, but you'll also have your core with all your other colleagues in the Global Healthcare Management program. And then last but not least is leadership. And that's a fantastic specialism. You'll get strategic leadership, power, and dynamics and power and politics in healthcare. You'll have things like coaching, and you'll have innovation. So these are all exceptional specialisms. I can guarantee you they all will offer something different, but you've got to reflect beforehand and think about which specialism is going to be right for you. You're going to get the core modules regardless of those specialisms, because you will have to apply either to global healthcare finance, global healthcare analytics, or global healthcare leadership. And like the other programs my colleagues have talked about, you will work on a business project. It's slightly different, though, than what you'll get in the biotech and pharmaceutical management and the digital health and entrepreneurship. That's much more focused on innovation, taking an idea, creating your business case. In this one, you'll use your innovation skills, but you'll be thinking much more about an idea around healthcare improvement. And again, taking that through the same journey, because what you'll find out as you learn more about change management is it always starts with a business case. So understanding, being able to write a really good business case and then being able to pitch it or deliver it or present it is such a critical skill for anything you go on to do after this program. So, and these are, as my colleague Radi pointed out, you're going to have on all of these programs a surreal number of industrial speakers, people coming in, We've got so many events. On every Wednesday, we'll have career events. We've got health executives and residents who will offer time to mentor you and talk to you. So the career aspects, being in a student in the Global Business School for Health could not be more substantive. I will really tell you, you will have so many opportunities to network, to develop your communication skills, to meet leaders in all of these areas and all these fields, because you'll have speakers in your modules, you'll have people helping you and advising you on your project, you'll have career events, and you will also have a number of workshops. So when you're doing your business project, you will get teed off by a series of workshops that you can attend to help you really with your team. So that's a team project. And that's something also, when I look at job ads, I see that all employers, they want team players. They want people who have had experience of working on something as a team. This will give you that opportunity. So it's a really exciting aspect, and it crosses over all of our master's programs because that's how integral it is to the ethos of the Global Business School for Health. And then last but not least, as Adam also mentioned and Ratty, you'll do an individual research project. Again, the idea there is to make sure that you know how to develop a topic, select it, project manage it, design how you'll go about it, do the research. It will be a desk-based research project, but you'll get all those skills of understanding how you go through the different stages for research. And that will be invaluable, again, for whatever you want to do after these programs. So just a couple other points. We've got a few scholarships already available. We have our Women Healthcare Leaders Scholarship. I just want to mention to you that we will be offering some other types of scholarships, and we'll have those up on our website shortly. We are just really finalizing those offerings. The Women Healthcare Leadership Scholarship, we gave 21 of those out this year to women, and it was designed for students who identified as females and who wanted those, not just the discount on their tuition, because all the money goes towards tuition, but also it has a mentoring, a special mentoring and workshops that help students develop. And then we've also got a East London Leaders Scholarship. So if you're from East London or you work in East London, you should check that scholarship out. And just keep an eye on our website. We will have other scholarships. The deadline for all our scholarships, don't worry, is not till March of 2023. But there are also a number of scholarships through UCL. So think ahead. If you're at this session, you're already ahead of the curve. So make sure to check out the scholarships. And as I said, you can go to UCL site. There's a scholarship fund finder. There's, if you're a UK citizen, there's opportunities to get student loans. If you're from the United States, you can get a US federal loan. If you're an overseas international student, again, you got to get in early, but the Chevening, Commonwealth, Fulbright, great. There's all sorts of scholarships, but these require you to really plan for them. If you want to know more, check out your British Council site in the country in which you live. You'll find more information and you can get advice from the British Council. Again, as I've already articulated, my colleagues have articulated, careers is what we're all about. We are a professional school. Your success, not just in the program, but in terms of your next steps in your life. If you're an international student, remember, you can stay up to 2 years after you finish your master's programs on a work visa to get more job experience here in the UK. Health and healthcare, I don't need to tell you, is such a demand for people in this area. So the career opportunities are just tremendous. We will have a career coach in the school, but UCL also has a fantastic career service. You can check it out yourself even now. We also have great innovation and enterprise services. We have a hatchery, kind of an incubator hub that you can get engaged with if you've got ideas about taking your own business forward. And of course, UCL as a number 8 in the world institution that is respected everywhere. You will always come to the top in any kind of application pool. And we have UCL alumni, and our networks are extensive across the world. So these are all things that'll be at your fingertips. It's a great place. It's a wonderful place to study. It's a great group to join and to be a part of. So just to give you some ideas about career destinations, as my colleague Ratty said, health consultancy, there's always the big 4, PwC, Deloitte, KPMG, EY. Of course, there's places like McKinsey and Boston Consulting Group. We'll have people from some of these organizations coming in and speaking to you. So you'll have lots of exposure to what health consultancy could and might look like for you. Of course, there's also management roles. We've talked about pharma, biotech. There's a lot of startups also, in both health tech, med tech, and they're really looking for talented people who can segue in there. And then, of course, there's, if you're, here in the UK, of course, the National Health Service is actually the 5th largest employer in the world. So it's, occupies a really big space. There's insurance companies like Bupa. There's, of course, the WHO and global entities, and lots of opportunities in pharmaceuticals. When we put together the Biotech and Pharmaceutical Management program, we used labor market insights to ensure that we understood the kinds of things our students could do. And depending on your earlier background, you can get into product development, strategy, supply chain management, other aspects of management. And these are just some of the companies that when we were doing our research, we found were hiring in those areas. So opportunities are immense for you as a graduate from the Global Business School for Health. So lastly, we've talked a lot about the programs, but I just want to make sure you understand that you will be joining UCL. UCL currently has the largest postgraduate population in all of the UK. What does that mean for you as a student studying at the postgraduate level at UCL? That means that you've got a lot of power in numbers. We have much more than you'd find in other universities dedicated to really supporting our postgraduate students. We'll have events, in the Global Business School for Health, because we are a professional school, our focus is you. We will make sure there are clubs and socials and sporting events. We've got a fantastic student union at UCL, and they offer all sorts of opportunities for you to really get yourself involved, meet other people, have just a fantastic time while you're studying. We're also very concerned about your well-being and making sure you get the student support. If you're an international student, we've got a great international student support service. We've also, got a student support and well-being team that, if you have mental health, any well-being, any counseling service that you need, it can be offered remotely or face-to-face. The student union also has opportunities. There's also lots of opportunities to have internships and part-time work and volunteering. UCL is connected to lots of charity organizations. So, you can really craft your experience at UCL between the school, between the faculty, and between the university. It is just tremendous what you can do and also have a great time. It's such a wonderful place. I can assure you, when I talk to students, they have loved their experience at UCL. So now I just want to really talk just, here at the end for a minute about where we're going to be located. We are so excited in the Global Business School for Health. We're moving to UCL's beautiful brand new campus on UCL East. It's on the Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park. It is, you will be part of the new cohort. Those students that come in 2023 will come into our future home that we hope to live in for as long as the Global Business School for Health exists, and that is our Marshgate building. It has a fantastic library, sports facilities, shower facilities, bikes, lots of places for you to study. It's just a beautiful building. I just, again, this morning saw it previewed. It will be finished by March of 2023. You, of course, will start in September of 2023. So it will be there for you to really enjoy. Being on the Olympic Park, there are other universities that are on the park, museums. Of course, there's the aquatic center and other sports facilities. The water that runs through the park is fantastic for rowing and all sorts of activities. And also in our Pull Street 1 building, we've got student accommodations. So again, if you get in early, you can apply to actually live on the UCL East campus and study on it as well. And of course, if you need to get up to our main campus, you want to visit the main library, you have a club or activity, we have the Queen Elizabeth line that'll shoot you right up there in about 8 minutes to Tottenham Court Road, and you can be right on campus. So you get the best of both worlds. It's also our East London UCL East campus is literally 3-minute walk away from one of the largest shopping malls in Europe, the Westfields Mall at Stratford. So you couldn't have a better location. And we are so excited that we, as the Global Business School for Health, have had the opportunity to get to use this new facility. So I think that's pretty much it. I'm just going to talk about London itself. I know that some of you are international students, so you might be interested just to know a little more about, London. London was ranked actually #1 in the world in 2021 by the QS rankings as the top city to be a student. And I can assure you, the green spaces in London are exceptional. There's lots of sports events and facilities, museums, and lots of free museums and events that you can go to. It's just such a dynamic city. And the other thing is there's so many universities in London. It's just a young and vibrant place. It's a great place to be a student. You will meet students from all over. So I cannot tell you how exceptional the experience will be for you to be in London, in this dynamic city that's really, a great segue between the United States and the rest of Europe. So that's really it. We've got other events coming up. We've got some very kind of specialized open days just for people. So if you want to learn more about any of these programs and spend a little more time with the program lead, we've got an event coming up on the MSc Global Healthcare Management with Roots, and you can use what you've learned today to really help inform your questions for that. We've also got a couple events on our MBA, the Biotech, and our digital health. We really want to help you make the right decision. And so also feel free at any point to really email us, contact us with questions, concerns that you might have, as you go through this application process. The applications will open in October. We will announce it on our website when they do open up, and we hope that you will apply early and join us in 2023. So that's really the end of my presentation. That's just our web address. If you haven't already checked this out, please do. And I'm going to stop now sharing so that if you've got some questions, we can answer them now. But again, thank you so much for listening and hanging in there throughout this presentation. I hope you found it useful and informative. I hope you're as excited as I am about joining us in 2023. We are so excited to just have our first cohort entering this year, and we look so forward to you joining us in 2023. Okay, so I'm just going to wait a few minutes. If there's some questions, please just feel free to put them in the chat. If you don't want to ask questions now, you can always come back to us. Here we go. Okay, dear nice professor, may I ask whether we will have the opportunity for either internships or research assistants on our campus? There should be all sorts of opportunities. We can't guarantee you an internship. It's not built into the program, but we have a lot of companies that are coming forward all the time asking us if our students can be interns. So, and as an international student, you can work part-time while you're undertaking the program. And in fact, you can work up to 20 hours a week. That would be a lot, but you could work up to 20 hours during term. And of course, out of term, you can work full-time. So I always recommend students to find some jobs. There's also all sorts of opportunities on campus, whether it's as a research assistant, whether it's helping with the student union. We're always looking to bring students on and engage them with us. So yeah, there will be lots of opportunities, and I hope you'll take advantage of those. All right, really good question. Any other questions? Okay, I'm going to give it one more minute. And again, don't feel pressured. You don't have to ask a question now. You can always email us. You can reach out to us at any time. We're really here to help you and support you. Think through these. You can always come back to another open day. As you saw, we've got a number of them scheduled. All right, one more minute. Ah, there we go. Great. Oh, now I've gone from nice to distinguished. Dear distinguished professor, I want to check the IELTS requirement for the finance route because I see that there should be 6.5 for sub-test, but I'm worried about my IELTS sub-test score. Can I get a conditional offer if I do not meet it now? Absolutely, you can. By the way, your offer is not contingent upon your IELTS score, but you do have to reach the minimum IELTS score before you can have your conditional offer turned into an unconditional offer. So do take the IELTS again, and you can check on our website just to verify, what the IELTS scores are, and for the program that you're interested in. But don't hesitate. You can get your application in while you retake your IELTS. Okay, I don't see any more questions coming in. Again, really great. Oh, there we go. Okay, I see in the website that the sub score for your program in the past was 6.0, but your presentation said 6.5. I'm a bit worried. I'll tell you what, I will check this, but I'm pretty sure if you're looking at the Global Healthcare Management, it's 6.0 in the subsections and 6.5 for your score. If you're applying to the Biotech and Pharmaceutical Management, it's 6.5 for the subtest and 7 for your score. So I apologize for the mistake on the slide, and we'll make sure that it gets corrected going forward, and that our team verifies that. So don't worry. I hope that makes it very clear. Thank you very much. Okay, great. Okay, any other questions? All right. Again, thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure meeting you, and I really look forward to your application and seeing you in September 2023. Take care. Bye.